Welcome back to The Wandering Wind. I'm your host, Gregory, and today I want to talk about why I'm not worried about the midterm elections. And one of the biggest reasons is, to be honest, no matter which way things turn, no matter which way things end, everything's in God's hands. I know that, and a lot of my friends and a lot of my family know that. And at the end of the day, we can't do anything more than to just trust Him to make things happen as they should. And if things do turn out badly, to turn that bad into something positive rather than allowing the negative to make our lives worse. Most of the time, when it comes to the worst trials and tribulations we go through, we come out on the other side with a valuable and unreplaceable lesson. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen here, but we can only hope that that's something that is going to happen. Now, I've said before and I'll say it again, I believe in the right to vote. I believe that your right and your duty and your responsibility to vote is important. And while I did not initially think I would go to the polls, today I went to the polls and I saw something momentous. I saw a heck of a lot more people at the polls than I thought I would. Usually around this time of year, a lot of people are already tired of the political stuff, and so they don't go vote because they're tired of seeing the same old thing happen. They go, they vote, and their candidates aren't the ones that win. Well, this year I wanted to sit out as well, but I ended up getting just an idea in my brain that said, you know what? If you're going to give up, why not just give up on everything? If you don't fight, you won't know if you would have won. And so I went out and I did my civic duty and I voted for who I thought was appropriate. Now, the way things are turning out right now, it looks like the Republican majority might hold out. However, there is a significant amount of leeway that we can have where it could be that we find that the at least the House no longer has a Republican majority, and maybe even the Senate if all things turn out right. I just want you guys to know personally that I think we need to have a stand of we need to understand that whether rain or shine, whether Republican or Democrat, whether win or lose, we're still Americans. We still live in a wonderfully free country compared to most, compared to a lot, even compared to our neighbors in the north. I mean, you may say, well, they've got basic income, they've got universal health care. Yeah, but what do they lose in all that? I'm sure there's something that they lose. So, when it comes to being in America, being an American, there's no shame in that. There's no shame in being an American in 2018. The shame comes when we allow our biases, our predetermined viewpoints of people, our differences to separate us. Because at the end of the day, a house divided cannot stand. And if we allow petty differences and insignificant disagreements tear our country apart, we are no better than the enemies that we seek to defeat in order to defend our way of life and the way of life of so many other nations that are our allies. This is just something that I feel like I needed to say. So if you went out and you voted, be proud. You did something difficult. but you did it because you felt it was the right thing to do. And if you didn't make it to the polls and you feel bad about it, don't beat yourself up, because honestly, no amount of regret will change the past. No amount of regret will make things happen differently. And to those of you that say, well, I don't care, well, you know what? If you don't care, then you don't care about what happens next. And I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do care about what happens next. But I also understand that you're afraid. You're afraid of the outcome. You're afraid of being part of that outcome. And you don't want to see that. So you might have avoided the polls for that reason. Maybe you weren't able to vote. Maybe you were turned away for whatever reason. Maybe you're a minority member and therefore were turned away because you're of a different skin color than most of the acceptable Americans in the world, which I think is kind of stupid. I mean, if you really think about it, the only people that belong here are the Native Americans. Even we white folk don't belong here. We came here. So, this is your land too. This is your country too. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for doing your civic duty. Thank you for believing in the process. And thank you for helping to try and make America a better place. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.